Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up. Tonight, we're gonna light it up. Tonight, we're gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna light it up. Tonight, we're gonna light it up. Tonight, we're gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna light it up.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to tonight's live. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. Start, end of the weekend, start to the week. Hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend, though, or had a great weekend. But let me know what you guys did. If you guys did anything fun and exciting. If we missed you last night, what'd you guys do? What'd you do? Did you do something fun? Did you go out to eat? Did you go to the mall? I haven't done anything this weekend. So I'm going to live through you guys. But yeah, no, I haven't done much this weekend. It's been a rainy, messy mess here in Ohio. So hopefully it's sunny and nice where you are, because it's not here. I'm ready to go to the beach. But I think it's going to be, the weather is going to be getting a little better, I think, like drier anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. I was just going to check while I'm running my mouth. Nope, it's going to rain tomorrow, 65%. So, Tuesday, though, sunny, 41. I'll be wearing shorts. You'll see me. Just kidding. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Cyber Warrior. But that is a joke in Ohio. Like, you will see men wearing shorts with like sandals. If it's the sun's out and it's 40 degrees, those guys, they know how to do it. They're like, we're busting out the shorts. Hey, Willow. Hey, Wolf. Vincent busted out a pair of his shorts the other day. He was like, look at these. They fit me again. I was like, must be nice to be skinny in the summer, huh? And fluffy in the winter. Hey, Wolf, how you doing? You don't know this case? That's okay. I'm going to get you familiar with it. This one is really near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad to see that we have a lot of people in the chat. It's good to see you guys. Share it out. Tell your friends. This is a little girl that really does need our help. She has zero people looking for her other than police. And so she needs our help. Hey, Petunia, we need to get some eyes over here on her. But we have Nancy's eyes. I cannot believe it. April showers bring May flowers. They sure do. They better bring a lot of flowers with all the rain they're dumping on us. This is says something about snow flurries on Wednesday, and I was like, I'll move out of this state if it snows anymore. Hey, hey DM, hey Naomi, good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just still going through the list. Who's Joe? I don't know. I bet it gets so hot down there where DM lives, but it's probably so nice. It is nice. My aunt lives down there. My aunt and uncle. Actually, my aunt and uncle, and then another aunt. But I haven't talked to Mary Beth. Hey Dawn, it's good to see ya. Hey PKC. Hey Sandra. Thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have to go back up and heart it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sandra. That's very nice of you to say. I really try. I really do try. And DM, thank you for the compliment on my hair. I straightened it today. You should have saw it. I took a nap and I was like, I can't take a nap because my hair's wet. So I was like, what do I do? So I wore a hair cap, the one that's like satin caps, and I fell asleep. I woke up and my hair was looking crazy. I was like, I need to do something with it. Just cloudy and dreary where you are. It better not freeze no more. I'm not, I don't like that wolf. I don't have any flowers or anything, but I got a bird. I got a bird and bird babies. And I think they're cold. I have lights on them, like my little porch light, like the little string lights that you have. Like I have those little string lights. So I have those on to keep the bird warm. But I hope I'm not like giving out her spot, like here she is. Hey, Deborah from Montana. Oh, I bet it's beautiful there every day. I've never been to Montana. Hey, Willows. You're sick? What is that with everybody? Don't get sick. Nobody gets sick. Everybody wear masks. We're going to masks. Sometimes I feel like that. Hey, Aries. Did I say hi to you? I highlighted your comment, and I don't know if I said hi to you. Hey, crazy Grandma Cooter. I work at the golf course, went back to work last week. We still have a foot of snow. Oh my gosh. My aunt used to work at a golf course in North Carolina. I don't think she does anymore, but she used to. Oh, thank you. You just got done doing the yard work? There's Mary Beth. Everyone was worried about you. We were all worried about you. I know Mary Beth. I know she's strong as can be. I knew I thought she was probably going to be sleeping, but she's not. She's got that blood. She got that blood transfusion today. She's like, I feel good. Let's do this. Do you feel better, Mary Beth? Oh, no, Willows. There's no urgent care. You have to head towards Vegas oh my gosh. I'm sorry that you're in pain. Just try to take it easy. They do say I always say when I'm like thinking of pain or if I'm in pain, if I breathe through my nose, which is so stupid, if I just keep breathing, it sometimes it'll help because I'm concentrating on something else. But when other people tell me to concentrate on something else when I'm in pain, I'm like, shut up, so I don't want to tell you that. You're still in the hospital, but they're taking good care of you there. So at least, at least we know you're getting taken care of, by medical. And I'm not going to lie. When I was telling you that I don't enjoy the hospital, but I know when I go to the hospital, the hospital that I go to, I know that I'm going to be taken care of. And it's probably because they brought me back from the brink of death before. So, going in for something just regular, or even if it's kind of major in some people's eyes, it's not so major to me because if you have a good hospital that you go to. So I hope that they're taking good care of you. And if they're not, let me know and I'll call the hospital. 2 bags of blood. Oh my gosh. How's that happen? Let me know how that happens. That's scary. Hey, Mandy. That's very scary. Oh, you're running yourself too much. Oh. Remember when I had to go to the hospital? What was that for? What was that for? Oh, I had to go to the hospital one day after my dentist appointment. Like, I come home from my dental appointment and my student like texted me and she's like, um, could you go to the hospital and get a lab work done? And I'm like, say what? Like for what? Like, or you know what I mean? Like blood drawn, she said. And I was like, for what? Like, she's like, well, I accidentally pricked my finger when I was like when she was changing out the syringe. Cause like they use the metal. So like they're more they touch needles a lot, she pricked her finger, I guess. And I was like, I just want to let you know, first and foremost, I am, you know, we're good there. You don't have anything. I said, but I'm going to go to the hospital right now, just like to give you that peace of mind. And so I went right over and got the blood work done. But they were laughing at me at the hospital. I went to the emergency room because I went to urgent care and they sent me to the emergency because urgent care was like, we don't really know what to do here. And so they sent me over there and they had me like in the big bed and everything. I'm like, I don't want to mess up your bed. Like, I'll sit in this chair. You know what I mean? They're like, no, sit in the bed. I'm like, okay. And it was a brand new hospital. It was so nice. It was right across the street. I'm like, this is a nice place. Hey, Nash Native. Hey, Northern Lass. Welcome in. Hey, Tina. You get extremely low iron. See, they have me on an iron pill, and sometimes I don't take it. I'm gonna take it every day. Tina and Mary Beth done. Nope, you scared me. Scared me into taking my medicine tomorrow. I just sometimes I just don't like taking medicine, and that's not good. That's not good at all. But tonight we're going to talk about Madalina Cojocari. This is a really important case to me. This has been going on for 3 years, and it's as long as the Idaho 4 case happened the same time frame. But this little girl doesn't have anybody looking for her other than the police, the LE and FBI, of course, they're looking for her. But as you guys will see, she has no family over here looking for her. It's really sad. It's a really sad case. She's a beautiful little girl. I'm going to blow up her picture a little bit so we can see her. But she went missing on November 21st. Well, her mother says it was the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving morning. But we see her last on video getting off the school bus on November 21st. So that's the last official sighting of Madalina. She does have her birthday's coming up. So she's going to be 14 this year. And her birthday is coming up on April 11th. And she was born 2011. And she has brown hair, brown eyes, 4'10" at the time of her disappearance. And she weighed 90 pounds. And her race is white, but she's from Moldova. I do have a little thing wrote up for you guys too. I'm going to read it. But Madalina was last seen on surveillance video getting off her school bus outside her home in Cornelius, North Carolina on November 21st, 2022. And I want you guys to tell me what you guys think happened to this little girl after you hear the details and stuff, just first impressions, and has not been seen since. She was reported missing to her school on December 15th, 2022. So she was 3 weeks later. Her parents reported last seeing her on November 23rd, 2022. Madalina was last seen wearing jeans, pink and purple and white Adidas shoes, and white t-shirt and jacket. Now, to me, what stands out in this missing persons flyer is in the details is it says, on November 21st, 2022, and has not been seen since, right? So, but then says her parents reported her last seen on November 23rd. Now, if they didn't suspect Diana, they would have said last seen on November 23rd. They would have taken her at her word, kind of like Sebastian Rogers' case. You know what I mean? Katie says, hey, I saw him on the 25th before I went to sleep. And so they say 25th, 26th is when he went missing. Does that make sense? But on this one, they're like, and even though it's a 2-day, that's 2 days discrepancy. So keep that in mind. I do have a lot of stuff I'm going to read over. So I'm going to put her picture up here though, as I read over it. That way I can give you guys a good background because I do have, I want to play this Nancy Grace video for you tonight that she actually picked up this case. I've been on her Twitter for years, tagging her like, hey, won't you pick up this case, Madalina Cojocari, hashtag like Nancy Grace, because I just wanted her to, I knew that she had like a powerful voice. And when it comes to kids, she does care about kids. So I thought it would be good for her and all of her audience to have, to get that many views on her. Because right now she's only being talked about by YouTube creators. And by YouTube creators, I only think like maybe a couple. And then she has an awesome Facebook group. So Madalina Cojocari was born on April 11th, 2011 in Moldova. Her mother, Diana Cojocari, used to work as a translator and came from a well-known musicianal family. Madalina's father left the family when she was 3, which led to Diana setting up a profile on a dating website. Though some people, including myself, consider it more like a mail order bride site, where she met the 22-year-old, he was 22 years older than her at the time, Chris Paltmetler. Subsequently, she moved to the United States with him and Madalina, and they got married. They were already engaged before she left Moldova to come to the United States. The couple and Madalina lived in Cornelius, North Carolina. That's where this case is based out of. It's a fairly, I would say, affluent neighborhood. It has a man-made lake. It has a pool. It's kind of like a country, like club kind of vibe to it. And they live right nearby the pool. And he is Chris Paltmetler is a design at an engineer firm. So that's how they can afford to live in such a nice area and in such a nice home. The neighbors claim that the few years that the family has lived there, they rarely saw Diana ever outside by herself. It was always Chris that played with Madalina when she was outside. If they went trick-or-treating, it was Chris that went with her, though she was allegedly forbidden to play outside with other kids with no supervision. She had to have Chris there with her. There was a lady that came out and did an interview, and Diana would let her come to the little girl's house and play with her. And then all of a sudden Diana was like, nope, and like shut it down and wouldn't let her go back over there anymore. So she's a strange, you're going to find out she's a strange person. So I'm trying to think of where I was at. So Madalina's herself, I believe, she wasn't shy, but, and I guess in a way she was a little shy, but she liked horseback riding. She had the tendency to wear her jacket even when it was warm out, and she would put it like over her fingers and like a way to like comfort herself. The last video that we do see of her, she's messing with her little necklace. Those are just little things that I saw that I can tell you about her. The disappearance of Madalina is where it gets a little tricky. And it's not that tricky. It's just, it's going to make you mad. It's going to make you really mad. The last confirmed sighting, like I said, was November 21st when she got off the school bus. There is photographic evidence, video of that on that day. On the 12th of December, the resource officer from Bailey Middle School, where Madalina was a student, had attempted to pay a house visit to see why Madalina hadn't been in school in the last 3 weeks. When she got to the door, however, no one answered. So she left a truancy packet at the door for Madalina's mother to look at and call her and, let them know at the school why Madalina hasn't been in the school. So on the 14th of December, Diana was supposed to come to her daughter's school and bring her with her. I'm sorry, the 15th, I believe. It was the 15th. But Diana showed up at the school without Madalina. No Madalina. She just decided to not bring her with her. She told the counselor that her daughter had been missing since November 23rd, around 10 p.m. According to the court documents, she and Christopher Paltmetler had a fight that night and into like the next morning, like early morning hours. And he drove home that morning to Michigan to his family's house to recover some items, some furniture, on that Thanksgiving Day. That would have been Thanksgiving. Who does that? Who drives to Michigan from North Carolina on Thanksgiving Day without going to see, like, I mean, if he was going to see his family and he didn't have a wife and a child at home, I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. If me and Vincent ever got in an argument and he said he was going to California and he'd be back, no, he won't. No, you won't be going to nowhere. Not if we're in an argument. Like, I don't know. It's a weird way of, I guess, living, but it gets weirder. So she doesn't see Madalina after 10 o'clock the night before. She doesn't report her daughter missing. By December 15th, the school is asking her why she hasn't reported her daughter missing. And she's saying, well, I didn't want to, ask Chris if she was with him because I didn't want to start an argument. So I waited for him to come back home. And when he got back home 2 days later, she just was sitting there in a spot on the couch, just waiting on him to come back. She asked him then, hey, did Madalina go on that trip with you? And he said, no, where's Madalina? And she said, I don't know. Where's Madalina? And he said, well, I don't have her. Do you have her? No, I don't have her. Do you have her? And that's like almost a direct quote from both of them. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, my child is missing. They're cool, calm, and kind of collected. They're just, do you have her? No. Do you have her? No. Okay, then. Okay. And I can't believe that I can't believe she's in another country right now. I just getting ahead of myself, but I get angry. I get angry at that. Hey, loves to lurk. Hey, Crystal Burns. Hey, everybody I missed. I was on the other page. Welcome in. Oh, it was a kind of punishment. Oh. That's weird in a way, huh? Like you kind of like leave. Isn't she just weird? Every time she gets weirder and weirder. She is. I'm not sorry about it. I'll say with my full chest, with my 10 toes in the sand, with my heels, with my ass in the sand, all of it. Oh, wow. See, this is crazy. And now they're divorced. I was going to bring that up too. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's great. So basically after, the school was like, oh, you don't have your child, this the December and middle of December, they say, okay, well, we're going to call the police now. And the police get involved. Diana does go and serve time. She pleads out, gets out of jail. Gets out of jail without producing her child, which to me, I don't understand. I still don't understand that. I don't know why we're not doing like a Lori Vallow over here with this. Like, where's the children? Where's the children? Where's Nate Eaton? Like, do we need Nate Eaton on the case? Because, Lori Vallow's like, look where she's at right now, right? And they found the children. And she did do something to them. But this mom gets to leave. And her mom comes over here from their, country. And she says, I remember on that interview, she said something to the effect of, if you just let my daughter out of jail, we'll leave your country. And we'll just leave your country. And that's exactly what ended up happening. No Madalina, just her mom and Diana, Ricotta, and her daughter, Diana. And I think that's how you say her name. I think they say her wrong on Nancy Grace tonight, but that's okay because that woman is just plain evil too. I feel like they both are. And we do have her address. So if anyone wants to write her a little love letter or anything, just to say, hey, do you know where your child is? I don't think that she would, I think that'd be good. I think that'd be good for Diana to receive a flood of letters. Mom burned missing daughter's photos, hid bag of cash, paid priest thousands, then fled US, and still no sign of the girl. We went over the warrants on our last live. This is going to go over like a recap of what those warrants had in them. This is my favorite picture of Madeline. The one, well, they both are, but the one where she's eating ice cream, she looks so stinking happy there. I thought she was going to be 14 next month. Am I a year off? What year are we in? Yeah, I was off, wasn't I? She would be a junior high. She would be in junior high now, where she back home. Oh, where she back home, sorry, in North Carolina, but instead she remains missing almost 3 years after she disappeared without a trace. I guess she would be back home in North Carolina. It's sad to even say it, but she'd be put into a system probably. Now new details about the disappearance are being brought to light thanks to newly unsealed search warrants. People obtained all 32 of the newly unsealed warrants, which allege that Madalina's mother and stepfather burned her belongings, paid thousands to a priest in her home country of Moldova, and informed Madalina's grandmother of a large bag of cash she had hidden away. Authorities did arrest Diana Cojocari and her husband, Christopher Paltmetler, just a few weeks after she disappeared, but having served time for that crime, the two are now free. Now, I don't get that. We don't have Madalina. Like, you should have to produce your child. This isn't like there was things missing to where it was like, okay, maybe she ran away. Like, I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever thought that, like, ever. Like, And then they live in a gated, like not like a gated, but like a subdivision, right? Like an HOA. An HOA is there. I know that my parents had like a fire pit in their backyard, but they would burn like wood logs, and that was it. Like only wood. They're burning stuff back there that would have been such a big cause of concern for me as a homeowner. If I lived next door to them, I'd have been like, is that going to catch my house on fire? I would have been calling the fire department. They were burning everything. So, they burnt her mattress, clothing, Halloween costumes, all kinds of stuff. So it says now Diana is back home in Moldova, even as no one can find her daughter. Among the newly unsealed warrants filed in this case is one seeking access to the family home. In that warrant, Detective J.J. Sarver of the Cornelius Police Department writes that he went to the home of Cojocari and Paltmetler to speak with the two and saw evidence of a fire pit in the backyard. That's when Paltmetler told him that Madalina's mattress, clothing, Halloween costume, and family photos had been burned in the pit in the week since she went missing, according to the warrant. Why would you do that? I listened to this Nancy Grace before I came on, and she makes a valid point in her video, and I'll let her make it her point. But my point is, what parent burns their child's things? Why would you burn anything really like that? Like, that's weird. You like if you needed to get rid of a mattress, like they have usually a big trash collect day, like certain days of the month where they like collect bigger items. That's when you would sit it out. Like, people usually just keep that in their garage, and then they would sit it out to the curb when they can, like take it to the junkyard. But like, if you're getting her a new one, you know what I mean? Like, you don't just take it in the backyard and burn it. That to me is suspicious right there. And her photos, I have a box of photos in my storage right now of people I couldn't tell you who the hell they are. I don't know who they are, but I can't bring myself, like I can't force myself to throw them away or get rid of them or just like throw them away, because I think my parents knew them. It's weird, but it's a thing I have. It's a box of pictures, and I'll probably always have them. Speaking of which, my dad it would have been his birthday today. So happy birthday, Dad. Meanwhile, Detective Gina Patterson of the CPD sought access of all Diana's known bank accounts in a series of warrants tied to payments allegedly made by the mother. The first financial decision that drew suspicion occurred days after Madalina went missing, when Diana made the first of 2 payments to a priest in Moldova that totaled $4,000 in the end, according to the affidavit. How many times did that communion tray go around? Right? $4,000 for what? She also said in a phone call with her mother from prison that she had hidden a large bag of cash, a separate affidavit states. Hey, loves to lurk. I know you've done this, or Dutch, have you maybe? Do you guys what about the jail calls? Will they give us those yet? I know they're like keeping everything kind of close to the vest, but I'd love to hear them. We would need a translator, because it's all in a different language. Was it Russian? Is that what they speak? Or is it Moldovan? I know that's a weird question, but I don't know. Thanks, Ladybug. And hey, Dutch. Evidence, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, yeah. You think that she thought there was a threat coming? I think she had something to hide. I don't like this woman. I don't like her. Loves to lurk. I figured you requested them already. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me know, because I mean, shoot, that would be I know loves to lurk done called. She's like, "I'm not even sending a FOIA. I'm just gonna call and ask them straight up. Can I please just do it? Can I please just have these phone calls?" I mean, they probably on this Nancy Grace, video we're gonna watch here in a minute, they do say a couple things, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, she can't talk about certain things, but that's kind of like letting us know a couple things were found. I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. So we'll have to listen to it. Now, where did I see that? We were talking about the jail calls. Oh, and none of the calls, however, did Diana or Paul Metter say anything about Madalina's whereabouts. So Madalina was last seen exiting her school bus on November 22nd. I thought it was 21st. I'm gonna look. Hold on a second. It was the 21st. It was the 21st. Why do people always got to be wrong on stuff? Every article I ever read or anything is always something. There's always something like, I don't know. Search efforts for Madalina did not get underway until 3 weeks later, when the girls' school forced Diana to address her daughter's truancy, according to the probable cause affidavit. That delay in reporting Madalina missing is what led to charges being filed against Diana and Paul Mettler. I know I say his last name wrong. It's Paul Meter, I think, but I say it Paul Mettler. I put an L in there. I've done it since the beginning of this case. I can't get myself to stop doing it. I don't think he cares. A grand jury then indicted both Diana and Paul Meter on a single count of failing to report the disappearance of a child. Court records show that Madalina moved to the United States with her mother in 2016 when Diana wed Paul Metter. Prosecutors entered an image from that day as evidence when Paul Metter stood trial last year, which ended with a jury convicting him for failing to report his stepdaughter missing. He was sentenced to 30 months probation. I mean, 30 months probation. Like, you only have one job when you're like a stepdad. Okay. You have 2 jobs. Be a good husband and be a good stepdad. Keep them safe. Just keep them safe. I mean, Diana entered a guilty plea to a single count of failure to report a child missing 1 month prior, but the judge credited her for 521 days time served and ordered her release the following day. And also, when she was in jail, she got caught with rugs and they just dropped those charges. Like, man, I don't understand it. Like, you know what I mean? They should have like stuck her butt to the wall with that. I don't care. You know? I was gonna say, I think I sent over a FOIA for this case too, and I don't think I got anything yet. because I know Loves to Lurk always helps me out. So it's Paul Palmater. I don't. Yeah, I'm was a Paul. I say it wrong. I think it's because the first time I like read it, I put an L in there like in my head, and so now I just always do. But I do. No, that's just me. Hold on, that's just me. I do that with Kohlberger too. The LC Kohlberger. Uh-oh. See, someone was in my comment section yelling at me the other day about that. Oh, I didn't know Kohlberger had an L in it. You guys are ruthless. Some of y'all are ruthless. And then I like said it out loud. And I was like, oh, it's the way I say it. It's just, it's a funky accent. So we're going to get over here to talk about these two. Look at these two. These two finalized their divorce. These two couldn't have been, meant to be together for the rest of their life. I mean, they really know how to act dumb and look dumb. The mother and I'm going to be petty on this one. I don't like them. The mother and stepfather of Madalina Cojocari, a girl who went missing from Mecklenburg County in 2022, finalized their divorce on Monday. I was praying, like I knew that this was probably going to be like over Zoom or, I'll sign her name and she sends it over like, snail mail or something. But I was kind of hoping my hope of all hopes would have been that they found Madalina. But if they didn't, I wish they could have brought her back over to sign these divorce papers and then got her charged with something else. That would have been extraordinary for me. But they didn't. I guess you don't have to be here in person. On March 3rd, 2025, a divorce was finalized between Diana Cojocari, mother of Madalina Cojocari, and Christopher Mittler. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to keep it that way. The girl's stepfather, Paul Meter. I need to say it right so we can, get his name out there right. Filed for divorce in the summer of 2024, nearly 2 years after his then 11-year-old stepdaughter went missing. In 2024, a grand jury found, I'm going to say Christopher, guilty of failing to report Madalina Cojocari's disappearance to law enforcement. Diana Cojocari pled guilty to the same charges in May of 2024. This is just a picture of them. Same thing is going to be said down here, But let's read this part. Stepfather's defense blames mother. During his trial, Paul Mettler's defense attorney argued that the man shouldn't be found guilty because of his wife's behavior. The defense alleged that Diana Cojocari knew where her daughter was and was intentionally hiding her from Paul Mettler. Prosecutors argued, however, that it was Paul Mettler's duty to report the girl's disappearance regardless of any circumstances. Court records unsealed in 2023 showed that Diana Cojocari suggested her husband gave the girl away for money. The grandmother was saying $5 million. I'm so sorry. It was supposed to be a package deal. She said, Diana, no one's paying any mills for Diana. Okay? They're just not. Madalina, maybe, but not Diana. And I like how Diana brings that suggestion up, when she's the one knee deep in the money, giving money to people. So he was found guilty, sentenced to 30 months, supervised probation. Cute picture of her. And then she left. She went to Moldova. It says she, while behind bars, she got charged with felony possession of a controlled substance. So that's felony possession. Wow. That wasn't even like a little misdemeanor or nothing. That was felony. White powder found in her shirt pocket. It was in her shirt pocket. She can't say it ain't mine. I put on the wrong uniform today. No, you don't change out of your uniform. You don't get like a couple uniforms. You get one. So that's not going to, you can't do that. They literally had her like nailed to the cross with that one. And they just said, oh, we're just going to, we're not going to worry about them charges. Well, bless you there. Bless you, bless you. You want to go out there? Huh? Dog's being weird. Usually she wants to stay in here with me. Oh, let me rewind this because I watched this Nancy before I came on. Because I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. Now I will say, I wish she would have gave more of a background on like Diana and like the stuff that we were going over tonight, like, her paying like the priest, how much I guess she does go over it, but I don't know. I think that Nancy has sleuthing skills and people that sleuth for her to where she could have like, just, I don't know, so much more information given to her. Like she needed like me, Dutchie loves to lurk up there. Like seriously, I was like, we could be giving you some info. But I love that there's more eyes on it. You know what I mean? Like just Nancy, oh, let me refresh the page. Just Nancy covering it alone. I don't want it to like hurt your ears if she comes on, is going to, get way more eyes on it. So it'll come out. I don't know if it came out tonight on YouTube or not. I didn't check, but it might not come out till tomorrow on YouTube. Looks like it's playing, but it's not. Okay. Oh, wait, there she is. Okay. Yeah. Love her top. Okay. Let me rewind her. Oh, she laid back down. I should get Nancy out of the closet there and put her up. Okay. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, just hit the like button. Let's send this video into the algorithm. That way more people will see it. More people will be able to get her name out there. More people will see her picture. Her birthday is going to be in a few days. And so this has been too long. This has been going on too long. Even Vincent said tonight, like he even knew, like he was like, Madalina, you're going to talk about Madalina, right? Because I almost switched my mind, changed my mind. And then I was like, no, you said you were going to do it. There's just something about this little girl. When I make a promise to her and I say, I'm going to talk about her, I make sure I talk about her. I don't know. Maybe one day she'll hear us, I pray that she's still alive. I really do. I really, really do. And thank you guys for being here.
Breaking news tonight.
We'll pause her as needed.
Little 11-year-old girl, Madalina. Her
that's one
photos are all.
That's one thing too. She keeps like referring to her when she disappeared and not her age, like as of now. She does that a lot. But I think that's just what she does.
Oh, gone. Then there's the hidden bag of cash. And why is a priest in another country pay thousands and thousands of dollars? What does that have to do with this 11-year-old girl? Where is Madalina? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
Investigators have developed and followed nearly 250 leads spanning across state lines and across the globe. We have interviewed hundreds of people in North Carolina and other states, and again, across the globe. We went door to door to at least 245 homes, focusing on the Victoria Bay community where Madalina lives. We canvassed businesses and scoured through hours of surveillance video from all over the area. We also led land and water searches around Lake Cornelius.
You are hearing Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson joining us, Deputy Chief of Cornelius Police Department. Been with LE over 20 years, believe it or not. Let's go straight out to the Deputy Chief. Chief, you were just describing an exhaustive search so far for this 11-year-old little girl, Madalina. When I hear what all you and your people, men and women dedicated, have done, it's got to get exhausting. And I was looking at door to door to at least 245 homes. Just before I get into her disappearance and the missing photos and the bag of cash, thousands of dollars of cash, and then the priest in another country getting paid thousands of dollars as well. I want to talk about what you and your team have done so far to find her. How did you organize a search of door to door, 245 homes at least? And when did that happen?
It happened pretty early on.
we had the assistance with the FBI and the State Bureau of Investigations here in North Carolina. We arranged a door-to-door canvass of Madalina's neighborhood. So hundreds of law enforcement officers teamed up and literally went door to door, knocking on each door, seeing if anybody knew anything, heard anything, had any information on Madalina. If they, what her kind of everyday activities was. And if we weren't able to make contact with somebody, we followed up. So literally each door we knocked on and made sure we made contact with somebody.
Deputy Chief, question. You brought in such a variety of LA law enforcement, from the FBI to various local agencies. How do you pay them all? It's got to be overtime.
Yeah, when it comes to how do we pay all these officers that came in to assist us from the beginning, that money did not matter to us.
She said, how do you
a lot
pay
of
them
our
all?
officers who were off on the days of the searches volunteered their time to come in. We paid them. So that money wasn't even on our radar. It was hitting the streets to try to find out information about Madalina. So the feds and the state agencies and the other agencies that helped us out, I mean, they sent people, and it did not matter what it was going to cost.
So often, Chief, when we hear anything in the media about LA law enforcement, it's bad. It's always police brutality, police did this, somebody used drugs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that's not true. What I am saying is all of the LE, some of the most honorable people I have ever met were law enforcement. And I'm just thinking about when Madalina goes missing, it's all hands on deck, whether they're getting paid or not, to go to nearly 300 homes door to door. You mentioned two things that really struck me. You referred to her or the situation in the past. That's all that finding Madalina was all that mattered. I'm curious about past tense there, because with all of the evidence that we're digging up from these newly released documents regarding Moldova, it's very, very, let me just say, intriguing that she disappears and a priest there is paid thousands of dollars. There's just a lot of trail to follow. But Chief, the FBI, how did they get into this?
We called them. We knew that we needed assistance greater than what we had the manpower for. They have experience, obviously, in working missing persons cases, and they were on board pretty much from the get-go. So with the help of the FBI and the State Bureau of Investigations, it was all hands on deck pretty much from the get-go.
The picture of her, the picture of her in that teal dress, I don't remember seeing that picture before, unless I did and I just forgot about it. But she looks very, very pretty in that dress. Look at her little cat behind her, about to chase the bow. That's a cute picture. Oh, it's a cute picture of her.
You know what I'm noticing with me is renowned death investigator, professor of forensics, Joseph Scott Morgan at Jacksonville State University, which has an incredible criminal justice and criminal procedure wing, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, host of a hit series, Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, you and I have been called in overtime so many times, and the Chief is right. You don't think about, wow, I'm not getting paid for this. You think about the victim. And it's, in this case, it's really a race against the clock, because when you've got a missing child, you're thinking, has she been kidnapped? Has she been taken? Every hour, if somebody's driving the speed limit, is 60 mph, 60 more miles away. And I don't think that way when I'm called into a case.
No, you don't. And, the old timers used to refer to it as sleeping in your shoes, because time is of the essence. You're going to move about and try to process every angle that you possibly can. One of the interesting things about this case is that you've got a major thoroughfare, interstate highway, that runs through this area. And I can only imagine the authorities explored this to the extent that they could at the time, with I-77 running north and south. And just that roadway alone and having access to it can get you just about any place that you need to go in America. And so time is of the essence. Every time you delay, every time you wait, that you're not deploying teams of people, the individual, in this case, this poor child, is getting further and further away potentially.
Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson joining us at Cornelius PD. Chief, I have been told from other interviews that your people were actually running. Some of them were running from door to door. They'd speak to one house, they might search it, they might search the curtilage, the buildings, or the land around the home, and they would literally jog to the next door. You had to be thinking about what Joseph Scott Morgan just said, that interstate that's so close, so accessible to her home.
Right. We were thinking all sorts of things were going through our heads. I mean, the interstate, the time frame, the timeline, just getting out there as quickly as we could. And, you know, every missing person's case is important, but, you know, an 11-year-old girl, lots of us in law enforcement that were here during that time are parents. And so we knew the importance of getting out there and in the streets and talking in front of people. We knew that was most important.
Joining me is a renowned attorney, criminal defense attorney, Derek Smith at dwsmithlegal.com. Derek, when you look at these photos, as you and I have looked at so many missing children, murdered children, kidnapped children, children that are part of a custody battle and they disappear. Did you see these photos, Derek? I mean, this little girl, I was looking at the pictures. She is at Christmas getting presents. It looks at one point that she is at Yellowstone because I see a steaming pool of water behind her. There she is, you know, they're there. That looks like, to me, when I took the children to Yellowstone. I mean, this child seems very loved. Look at all those candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks like her 10th birthday. And that doesn't just happen, Derek. All of these photos showing all of these events in front of a dessert, at a party, at Yellowstone. That doesn't happen with the child never being loved. This child, somehow, somewhere along the way, there she is at Myrtle Beach, was deeply loved. Or Derek Smith, is it like the House of Horrors? Remember that out in California where the mom and dad would parade all the children, like 11 of them,
The
out in
Turpin.
matching outfits on vacation, and everyone would say, wow.
Look at that. You can't see their faces, but they didn't even look happy to me. I
What
don't
an
know.
awesome Christmas card. All the while they were being tortured inside, but we don't get any hint of that here. And in that case, the Turpins, let me bring them up to Buell, straight from hell. The Turpins homeschool their children.
Look at
Nothing
that.
wrong with that. My point is they were never really let out like Madalina is. She goes to school. She is in swimming, where she could tell people, if she wanted to, anything that was happening at home, unlike the Turpin case where the children were literally chained to the beds. Okay, we don't have that here, but we're seeing all of this evidence of real love.
Yes, Nancy, and that's what makes these kind of cases so tragic and so difficult. I mean, you can tell, as you've seen in some of these cases with children, victims, or gone missing, you can see when you get some of the photos from the family how they're manufactured. How, you know, this isn't really how they act. These pictures don't seem to match reality, but it's not in this case. She looks genuinely happy. The parents look happy. They look like a normal, regular, happy family. So what is going on here behind the scenes? What are we missing? And that's the thing that's really makes you think. Go ahead.
Or maybe, Derek, we're not missing anything within the home. Of course, the first place you look when a child goes missing is in the home. But to Dr. Heidi Green, following up on this train of thought, let's follow it through to its logical conclusion. You see, from when she's a little girl, all the activities, all the photos, all the videos, which depicts everything they're doing for her. Guys, Dr. Heidi Green, clinical psychologist, trauma specialist, author. You can find her at drheidigreen.com. Yes, pictures can lie. Of course they can lie. I've seen that a million times. But these are not just snaps. They are out doing activities, out with trips with the family, celebrating a birthday. That's a family birthday. There's not a lot of kids around. They're having a family birthday, maybe at the supper table. I've seen Disney, Yosemite, Myrtle Beach. It paints a picture of a very
Mhm.
happy family.
It does.
So I'm trying to put the pieces together, figure out, has this child been spirited away to Moldova? But what do the pictures, if anything, tell you, Dr. Heidi?
This was the one thing that I was so struck by as well. You mentioned the case from California. And in that case, even in those pictures, you could see that some of the children were emaciated. You could see that some of the
Look how skinny the one in the front is. Oh, and right here. I mean, they're all
children
really
had
skinny.
sunken eyes, but not in this case. Her eyes are bright and shining. She's making very exuberant facial expressions. She looks well fed. This does not look like a child who is being tortured or is living under any sort of distress whatsoever. Her facial expressions, her body expressions say that she is a genuinely happy child. And it does give a sense that this is a child who at home is well loved and who feels safe in her environment.
Justice Scott Morgan, back to you. You're the professor of forensics.
That's what I don't get. Like, I don't get that. Like, she does look like she had a pretty good life. You know what I mean? Like, they took her places, they did things with her. I mean, I feel like, this had to, I don't know. This had to have been planned. Whatever happened to Madalina, whether she's here with us still or not, which in my heart, I feel like she is. I really do. I forget what I was going to say now because I'm thinking about her. Like, I'm thinking like, where is she? I'm just going to hit play because I forgot what I was even saying my train of thought.
Jacksonville State. I just heard Dr. Heidi Green say something very, very telling.
Oh, about
very,
the pictures.
very.
That's what I was going to say. So, do you think that this was like? It would have to be planned. Like this wouldn't be something that she just did all of a sudden. Like she got mad at Madalina and like did something to her. Do you guys think that she would? I don't know. I just know that Chris supposedly Chris wasn't at the house for a couple days. So if she did do something, she would have had like time to clean up. But is Chris really that dumb where he didn't end up going up to her later on and say, "Did you do something to Madalina?" Like, I just don't. Are they really going to play that dumb card like that? They both said, "Do you have her? No. Do you have her? No. Oh, we didn't have her. We didn't know where she went." Like, no one is going to buy that. No one's buying that. No one's buying that. I guess someone bought it. Got her out of jail.
Intuitive. A lot of us may look at those pictures of the Turpin family. For instance, there was the picture of all of them at, I think it was Disney, and they're all wearing the Thing 1, Thing 2, Thing 3 t-shirts. I got those for the twins. I remember it very well. And their vacations like we see here. But she looked beyond the t-shirts and the background and saw the sunken eyes and some of the children emaciated. While most people, a casual observer, would just see, like we're saying right here, look, there she is at Yosemite. There she is at Yellowstone. There she is at Myrtle Beach. What do you see? Because I'm not seeing anything amiss in these photos and videos. She seems to be the right weight. She has the bright eyes, the smile, no bruises, nothing.
There's no wasting. There's no physical wasting, no diminishment, looking at this. And, for us, particularly when we work cases in forensics of child abuse, the tail of the tape is not what you see when you have vacation photos, but what you see in the home. Was she being properly fed? Is there food? Because you can get a snapshot of the history, not just of the victim, but also of the familial circumstances surrounding this. What kind of life had they led?
Here you see the last known depiction of 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. There she is. There she is. Nothing seems amiss. This is November 21, just before Thanksgiving break. Let's play it on a loop for a moment. Everybody's getting off the bus. End of the day. Okay, look at her. Playing with her necklace, straightening it up, fixing her hair. A precious little 11-year-old girl, Madalina, never seen again. Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But I guarantee you, Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson joining us from Cornelius PD, how many times did you look at that video for any clue at all? Because I sure have.
Hundreds, at least. Doing the same thing you did, constantly looking at her mannerisms, the people around her, her clothing, her eyes, her body language. It's something that I've done so often, and we all have, looking for some sort of clue.
Joining me, Elaine Ottadias, investigative reporter, former reporter, People magazine. Elaine, being with us, this case has been almost an obsession for you. You have combed over every detail. What, if anything, did you observe on that last video of Madalina Cojocari?
When I look at that video, I just see a regular girl exiting the bus with, people that she rides with every day. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. If anything, I expect her to get back on the bus the next day.
Deputy Chief Thompson, I assume you guys interviewed her classmates and people that rode with her on the bus to find out, was anyone at the bus stop? Did she walk off on her usual route? Because we've had, oh gosh, there's a stat, Deputy Chief, that about well over 33% of all missing children revolve around the bus stop, the bus, the route to school, pick up, drop off. Over 1/3 of missing children are somehow connected to a bus stop, or getting to school. So did she take her regular path
Audrey
from the
Cunningham.
school bus? Did any of them?
We just covered the case of Audrey Cunningham last year. That's already been like last year. That sounds so weird.
Students notice anything odd or unusual, including her teachers or the bus driver?
We talked to everyone that you just mentioned. We sent a team to the school to interview her classmates, her teachers, spoke with kids that were on the bus. Nothing was out of the ordinary. It was just the same as she got off the school bus the week prior.
Well, I can tell you this much, Jessica Morgan, you don't just get off the school bus and dematerialize, okay? You don't get transported like in Harry Potter to Moldova. That doesn't happen. So I'm trying to figure out what, if anything, I can deduce from this. And I know many people may say, hey, you're overthinking this, but I want to know what's in her backpack. I want to know what she left with that morning. I want to know, did she take her regular route home? Was her bus stop close to her home? Was it, Deputy Chief? Was it close to her home?
It was close to her home.
How close?
At the corner. I mean, right near her house. Not far at all.
At the corner, for Pete's sake. But
Well, why are we doing this? Why are we buffering, y'all? Oh, it's
we've handled cases,
we were buffering, but I had it on pause.
investigated them and covered them, of children missing from the school bus stop or on their way to the bus stop. oh, for Pete's sake, Ben Ownby, I'll never get his case out of my mind. And
See, I don't remember that case. It must have been, I mean, it has to be before my time. You could tell by the picture, but
there were many other,
sad.
but Ownby was taken near a bus stop and he wasn't seen again for years. He had been taken by a male predator. And when he got to the male predator's apartment, there was another kid in there that had been taken from a bus stop. That said, let me go straight back to Elaine Ottadias.
God.
Elaine, I've got a real problem because that video we just showed was on November 21. November 21. But Elaine, when was she reported missing?
More than 3 weeks later on December 15th.
Of
And that's
2022.
because they were forced to report her.
Me too,
The
Kim.
school
Part of me says that
officials
too. I think that
finally went to Madalina's mother and asked where she was. They left a packet on her doorstep for truancy. And they eventually spoke to her on the phone, and the mother agreed to go to the school with Madalina. But when she went for her meeting, of course, Madalina wasn't there. And that was on December 15th. And it was then that the school officials raised several eyebrows and said, we need to call authorities.
On December 15th, Madalina Cojocari tells the Bailey Middle School and Cornelius Police she doesn't know where her daughter is and hasn't seen her since November 23rd. Investigators start searching for Madalina right away and begin work on a timeline for her disappearance. In the first hours of their investigation, detectives find a video of Madalina Cojocari on her school bus taken November 21st, 2 days before she vanished.
The FBI joins local police in the search for Madalina Cojocari. As they canvass the neighborhood by foot going door to door, they search Lake Cornelius with boats. The family home is also visited multiple times. As the search for Madalina continues, her mother and stepfather say an argument between the two broke out the night Madalina was last seen. Early the next morning, Saturday, Christopher Palmer left the house and drove to his family home in Michigan. Madalina Cojocari says she noticed Madalina was gone, along with her bag.
Why is it buffering? My internet's fine. Then Snake won't like that. I'm about to go tell him. I'd say the internet's buffering.
And clothing the next day, but never said anything to police. Asked why she didn't report Madalina missing, Diana tells police she's worried it might start a conflict with her husband.
Okay, let me understand something, Elaine Ottadias. She's last seen by anyone else November 21. The school is looking into a truancy problem. In other words, she's not showing up for school. The mom says, okay, we'll come in and we'll explain everything. The mom shows up without Madalina. That is when a missing persons report is filed. When the school gets about 3 inches up the mom's tailpipe. And then the story unfolds that the mom, and this is not Madalina's bio dad. I believe this is her stepfather. The mom and the stepdad have an argument the night before. I'm curious, what did that have to do with anything? I find that curious that they even talked about that. I mean, was the argument about why didn't you take the guinea pig outside? Or was it about why are you mistreating Madalina? I mean, that's a big issue. An argument about what? Then mom says the next morning she realizes that Madalina is gone, but doesn't say anything because she doesn't want to cause a conflict with the new husband. What? That doesn't even make sense to me, Elaine.
I know. It seems, in the affidavits with investigators speaking to them, there are not a lot of details, but they talk about this argument. And at that time, Diana says that her daughter was in her bedroom. We don't know what the argument was. Then we find out that she's gone the next day.
Yeah, I want to know what the argument was.
But there's no concern about, where is my daughter? Did she go with her stepdad to Michigan? I mean,
Do you think he said something about her doing all the you know, like, hey, you got to quit it with the praying and the chanting and the, you know, maybe it was something of a fight over that. Who knows?
I mean, it's
I'd
2025.
like to
People
know.
have cell phones, you know, so I don't know why there wasn't any sort of outreach or wondering where she was. And then the stepdad returns and they casually ask each other, have you seen her? Have you seen her? No one has seen her.
Like
And they
she's
don't
old.
talk
older.
Okay,
about
whoa,
it
wait.
again.
You're
Like she's an adult. Like she's an adult or something. Like, you know, have you seen Tanya? It's been a couple days since I've seen her. Oh yeah, it's been a couple days since I've seen her. Not a big deal when it's like that. When it's an 11-year-old girl and you're her mother and you're responsible for her and you don't know where she's at, the first person I would call would be Chris, my husband. He just left to go to Michigan. Maybe she, you know, snuck in the back seat of the car or whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe she went with him. Maybe he knows. I don't know, but that's who I would be calling first. And I wouldn't be like, hey, like casually. And she didn't even call him. She just let him do his trip. Wait till he comes back. Talk to him later.
you're making my head hurt. Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson, hasn't anybody heard of Life 360? I mean, I can tell you where my children are right now by looking at Life 360 because there's no way in HELL they're going to separate from their cell phones. That is not happening. And so the husband comes home and she doesn't say, where's Madalina? See, none of this is fitting together with me. It's like they know where she is.
There are certain parts of that are part of our interview that I can't go into detail, but
I want to know.
you know, that was in one of the affidavits.
What do you mean it was in one of the affidavits? What was in one of the affidavits?
She's trying to get her to slip up.
What the other lady just spoke about was mentioned the argument between the parents.
Did they ever tell you what the argument was about?
Never really got a clear understanding as to what the argument was about.
See,
you know,
I don't like it, Chief, because Dr. Heidi Green,
Why didn't
I
we?
can tell you what my
That's a simple question. That's a simple question. What'd y'all argue about? Every woman will remember what the argument was about. We'll remember. But I mean, but that's a simple question. What was the argument about? What was such a big argument to where Chris is going to leave the day before Thanksgiving? And y'all are like supposed to be a family. So normally families have like Thanksgiving dinner. I don't, it's weird.
My last argument, before we had the children, Dr. Heidi, we never argued, ever. Once they came along, oh, yeah, a lot of arguments about we should do this. No, we should do that. Our last argument was about the guinea pig. David didn't put the guinea pig outside for the day. That was the big argument. So was the argument about something silly like that? Or did the argument have something to do with Madalina?
Did the bunny poop all in her house?
And when you can't tell somebody what was your last argument with your husband, you should be able to remember, unless it was like ancient history. So the fact that they can't tell me what the argument is about, I believe that's incriminating.
Nancy, you're a mother. I'm a mother. Anyone who's a parent who's watching this knows that there isn't an argument that you could be in with a person on this planet that would keep you from reporting your missing child. Any typical parent is going to be losing their mind when they realize that their child is missing. And come hell or high water, they're making that call to the police. So this is a very difficult story to buy.
You know, Dr. Heidi Green, talk about an urgent 911 call when someone realizes the child has been missing for an extended period of time. Does the name Tot Mom Casey Anthony ring a bell? It's not her that calls 911. Oh, HELLNO. It's the grandma that loves baby Kelly. Listen to her on the 911.
My daughter finally admitted that the baby's in the store. I need to find her. Your daughter admitted that the baby is where? The babysitter took her a month ago that my daughter's been looking for. I told you my daughter was missing for a month. I just found her today, but I can't find my granddaughter. She just admitted to me that she's been trying to find her herself. There's something wrong. I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car.
Okay, what is the 3-year-old's name?
Kaylee, Caylee, Anthony.
Now, that is a concerned grandparent. So, Derek Smith, you're a veteran criminal defense attorney. You try cases all
Thank you,
over your
Southernish.
jurisdiction, won a lot of them. So, I smell a rat that nobody can tell me. This is the night that Madeline disappears or is shuttled off to another location. Why? That leads me to the next question. Why would she sent overseas or elsewhere this 11-year-old girl? How do we find out about a big bag of money? Why is a priest in Moldova paid off thousands of dollars, $4,000? Now, Derek Smith, they can't tell me what that argument was about. And I want to know why. You know there's a problem there, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's a problem. But you know as well as I do when you're working in this business, the one thing that can overcome the love of another, especially of a child, is fear. And in this situation, I believe there is some genuine fear going on. Fear of what? We still don't know. But as we were, we heard from the other panelists here,
I don't know.
every parent, their child goes missing for a short amount of time, they're going to freak out. They're going to call people. They're going to try to find out
I
what's
don't
going
think,
on.
I thought he was talking about
It's in-
Diana being scared of Chris. I don't think Diana is scared of Chris by any means. I don't see it.
Happen here. Now, why didn't that happen here? Maybe because somebody knows what's going on and they're afraid to bring that out for whatever reason. They're afraid of their spouse, as the mother was saying that she was afraid something might happen with the husband. If she were to say something,
I know.
maybe that's a possibility. Maybe something going on that we don't even know about that's an extra party in this that she's afraid of. But the one thing that will stop someone that loves and cares about the other is fear. Fear for themselves, fear for their daughter in this case, possibly fear from a spouse. We just don't know that.
Then we learn about sightings, credible sightings of 11-year-old Madalina. And we learn about an attempt to smuggle her out of the country for what?
Investigators believe Madalina's mother took a trip to the mountains of North Carolina during the 3-week period that she failed to report her daughter missing. Unsealed search warrants state that Cojocari sent a text message in early December indicating that she was in the presence of the missing child. Cojocari claimed to be searching for Madalina. Less than 2 weeks later, surveillance photos captured a girl and a man at Lowe's Foods. The man reported to be Madalina's only known blood relative in the U.S. Search warrants reveal that Diana Cojocari asked a distant relative if he would help with smuggling her and Madalina away from her bad relationship with her husband.
Search warrants reveal in the weeks after Madalina's disappearance that Diana Cojocari pays a priest in Moldova a combined $4,000 after talking with him by the phone for more than 10 minutes. It was determined by Cornelius Police Detective Gina Patterson that Western Union money was sent to Diana Cojocari's mother and a priest in Moldova.
Why?
Where's she getting this money? Is Chris giving her like an allowance or something and she's saving back? Because if she's got $4,000 to send to a priest in Moldova, then I'll be like, we going on vacation, honey. You better put that in a trust or something.
Then we learn even more. Listen.
Madalina Cojocari's grandmother, Rodica Cojocari, through a translator, accuses Diana's husband, Christopher Palmer, of trafficking Diana and Madalina for $5 million. While that might seem a wild accusation, a search warrant suggests Diana and Rodica Cojocari contacted a distant relative asking if he would help in smuggling Diana and Madalina from their home in North Carolina before Madalina disappeared. Diana told the relative she was in a bad relationship with Palmer and wanted a divorce.
Paying a priest in another country, Moldova, thousands of dollars. We also learned that the mom was spotted with a huge amount of cash. All that money seems to belie the claim that this was all because she wanted to get out of a relationship. She could do that right here in the U.S. So to Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson, why pay a priest $4,000? Why is mom seen with stacks of cash? What do you think?
The priest situation, being from Moldova and some of her religious beliefs, it was explained to us that it was sent for prayers. Throughout the investigation, we have uncovered some other information about that.
Wait, $4,000
For prayers?
for prayers?
You guys give me free prayers every night. Y'all know that, right? So I mean, I'm don't start charging me now, but $4,000. If you guys give me $4,000 each person, I don't do any bundle deals, no group deals for this, because I've got to get everything ready. But I will pray for you guys. One prayer. That's it, though. And we're not stacking prayers. 4,000, and that'll get you for the season, all the way through summer. One prayer a day. So actually, that's probably not a bad idea.
Here in the U.S., you can get prayers for free. I can say a prayer right now, and it won't cost me a nickel. $4,000 for a priest in Moldova to pray? Really? You bought that?
Oh, I didn't say we bought it. I just said that's what we were told initially.
She said that to the cop. That made me laugh.
Okay, so I'm taking.
You bought that?
You didn't buy it. Praise the Lord. Deputy Chief, I've only heard good things about you, and you scared me there for a moment, but then we're learning more. Listen.
One theory is that Madalina may have been the victim of human trafficking. Court documents detail a call in which Cojocari and her mother discuss a large bag of money and a theory that the girl's stepfather gave the girl away for money. Palmeter is heard in calls with his brother and sister-in-law saying Diana Cojocari had a lot of cash and he didn't know where she got it.
Straight out to Elaine Autodias, investigative reporter, formerly with People magazine. Elaine, you have scoured all the court records, all the documents, all the affidavits. Is there anything to this theory? And where did all that money come from?
I mean, that's what they're trying to find out. I mean, they put search warrants for a safety deposit box, loan records, credit cards, bank accounts, their telephones. So police have scoured everything, trying to find out who's getting money. Is that what this is all about? I mean, we don't know what the reason anyone's being paid.
Yeah.
But we do know that Diana
That's
paid
my favorite picture.
$4,000 to a priest.
Such a cute little girl.
That is what we know for sure.
And had conversations about smuggling the child to another country. But my question is, why? Why send the child all the way to Moldova? And why is the mom still here? But based on discoveries by Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson and others, another and possibly more sinister picture appears.
The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation search warrant shows investigators seized a phone early in the investigation that identified with a Discord account with 37 unread messages. Investigators believe the Discord account belongs to Madalina. The same warrant noted this investigation involves the believed sexual exploitation of a minor child victim. Discord is a voice, video, and chat app popular among video gamers, but child predators are known to use Discord to groom victims and trade sexual exploitation material.
Do we have the crux of her disappearance? Is she dead or alive?
What's the 37 messages? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? 37 messages. What do they say? I know that we had 37 messages, but what do they say? I'm curious.
Was she sex exploited? Was she trafficked for sex?
I hope not.
Jessica Morgan, could you explain what is Discord?
Well, yeah, it's actually if you're around kids, which I'm around a lot of them, college students that are gamers, they have the ability to hop onto these networks and talk to one another. And there's also, as was mentioned in the report, a video element to this as well. So you're already in a community of people that might be made up of underage people, and all it takes is for some predator out there to get their hooks into some kind of linkage through Discord, and you can begin to talk to individuals. Also, look, there are many disaffected kids that are out there, and if they have someone that pops onto their feed that just wants to be their friend, quote unquote, it can be quite dicey at best.
Let me go now to
That's
Deputy
sad.
Chief Jennifer Thompson. What do you make?
So I don't know a lot about Discord. So they could just like message you if they know your name or something on there, like have your handle, like just like another, like any other app, really. I mean, in a way, but I don't know. I just feel like Discord is a little more sneaky. I mean, I'm gonna get it for y'all eventually. I'm gonna learn how to do it. I'm gonna have to do a live and have you guys teach me how to do it. But man, I've heard terrible things about Discord.
Of this little girl having 37 messages.
Yeah, 37.
Obviously, some of
That's
them
more messages than me.
related, because now the investigation
Like that's more emails than what I have from people in my email. Like, I mean, other than junk mail, you know.
is veering into a sexploitation of a child direction.
It's super concerning. And those search warrants were done in the beginning of the investigation through a North Carolina SBI investigator that handles specifically those types of cases, exploring if that was a possibility of
They're
what
never going to
happened to
be in a
Madalina.
court of law.
What in the Discord messages made them believe that she had been trafficked or sexually exploited? What in those 37 messages, Chief?
I wish I could go into detail, but I can't go into detail about the specifics of the messages.
Elaine Ottadi is joining us, investigative reporter, formerly with People magazine. Elaine, I'm very concerned that the mother was out burning her daughter's photos, her mattress, which I find very disturbing. Why would you burn your child's mattress in a fire pit? Her pictures, the mattress, her clothing, her Halloween costume, family photos in a fire pit. What can you tell me about that?
I mean, officially, police have not revealed motive or a lot of reasons, but we can think that burning her personal belongings, it's almost as if she's getting rid of the fact that she existed. Anything personal related to Madalina was burned in that fire pit. And in fact, neighbors remember seeing a fire going on at the house. But one witness said, we didn't even know that Madalina was missing. So without that information, they saw it more as a fire hazard versus anything nefarious going on.
You know, Dr. Heidi Green, a clinical psychologist at drheidigreen.com, I find it hard, like if I'm making a scrapbook or photo album, if I have a duplicate picture of the twins, I have a hard time even throwing that duplicate in the trash. Right after I make the album, I'm attached to it, and I actually have big bags that say dupes on the outside where I won't throw away a picture of the twins.
Sounds like me.
And this mom, according to reports,
with pictures of people I don't even know,
is burning her photos, her Halloween. I have every Halloween costume the twins have ever worn. I don't know if that's crazy, but I don't want to throw them away. They bring back all these amazing memories of trick-or-treating. But her clothing, her pictures, her Halloween costume, but her mattress, why would you burn pictures of your child?
This is where the story really gets bizarre and even more difficult to understand, because while we do know that everybody responds differently to trauma, and sometimes when people are in a trauma state, they do things that seem very unusual, but it is, again, very hard to believe that a grieving or panicked mother would be burning her child's pictures. If anything, she would be passing these pictures out, trying to get the word out that her daughter is missing.
Where is 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari? In recently released documents, we're learning a lot. Straight out to Professor Forensics Death Investigator Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, I understand that multiple search warrants were executed in the home. Stains were swabbed in several areas, from a light switch to the carpet in a bedroom. I wonder if that's the same bedroom where the mattress was burned. There's nothing good about mommy burning the mattress in the backyard.
No, it's a very specific item, and that's what, when you said that, I was scratching my head thinking, why in the heck would you burn a mattress? Generally,
What's all over Diana's face in this picture? I've always wondered. Looks like road rash or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's like water blisters or something. I don't think they ever told us what that was, but it looks like it.
we find all kinds of biological samples on mattresses, and particularly when you're talking about violent crimes, we're talking about the issuance of blood. There would be blood deposition, perhaps. Why? I can't imagine in my wildest dreams why someone would purpose to destroy a mattress other than it would hold some kind of physical evidence relative to this. And the fact that they would do it in a fire pit, it would really draw attention to you in that.
That
And
would
I
be
find it
that would be wouldn't that fire be like blazing, like the HOA would? I mean, you would think someone would be like over there with their little water hose going, what is going on over here? Like a mattress. I mean, I can only imagine like throwing one of them on a flame. I'm surprised no one called the damn fire department.
interesting that the neighbors thought, well, it's a fire hazard. They had no connectivity between this missing child and the burning of these items at that point in time.
But nobody called the fire department.
As the investigation goes on.
Nobody called the fire department. No one said, hey, this lady's out here burning mattresses. I mean, you wouldn't be able to see clothes or stuff like that. I mean, they didn't know she was missing at that time, but it's crazy. Some kind of, I was thinking because it almost looks like a rash that I had, and I don't know what it is. But it was like water blisters, and it looked just like that. But I got it after I got out of the hospital. And I don't know what they thought. I don't know what it ended up being. I don't even know if the doctor, I don't think I went to the doctor. I think my mom got me some of that calamine lotion because it was itching and she didn't want it to spread. So back when my mama used to take care of me. Vacation to different countries. Egypt being one of them. Oh my gosh. So that'll probably, that apartment may go to her if he has it paid off. If there's like, if he's able to pay off an apartment. Yeah, we can definitely hope for the best. I really have I don't know, just something, everything in my body and in my mind and in my heart says that this little girl is somewhere alive. Whether Diana has her. And if that's the case, Diana, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but if you are, just send us a picture. I mean, just send us something. Like put something out there that's like says like she's okay. I don't want to think that she's like been trafficked. I don't want to think that way, but I don't want to think that she's out there unalived somewhere. I don't want to think that either. This case is just really hard. But Diana, as of now, is touring countries, I guess, on a country tour, which hopefully she'll be in one of those countries that has an extradition treaty with the good old US of A. And we find some stuff out and they have a warrant for her arrest and she hops over to another country and they lock her up. They just handcuff her. I would love that. I would love that. But yeah, I think that she's not going to say anything so if you guys go back and watch the video of her when she comes out of the police station after she's all done and she's in her 90s gear, she looks like a mother from the 90s that done killed her children. She does. She has on like this pink top and it's like her pants are pulled up to like her boobs pretty much. And then her the shirt is tucked in. It's the 90s, the hair, like the like her hair's like feathery looking, like, you know, like it's been brushed. I don't know. It just looks weird. Like looks 90. She looks 90-ish. But she smiles in a way. She like when the reporter asks her, "Do you know where Madalina is?" She like you have to really watch it. It's really quick and it's very like it's not very noticeable if you don't see it. Like you won't see it, but she like smirks almost. Like I don't know. To me, when I watch that video of her do like the way her mouth moves when they say, you know, do you know where Madalina is? It's almost like she does know where she is. And I hope that she's okay. I really do. This is like my favorite picture of her. Yeah, Diana is not well at all. Yeah, she's traveling. Oh yeah, you can get shingles at any age. But like I don't think at any age. I know someone that was like 20 something and got them. Mine didn't hurt though. Mine were itchy though. You got shingles at 30, yeah. I've heard of like I knew a girl that was like, well, I don't know her. She's just someone on the app. Like she's on YouTube. I watch her short videos. She's cute as can be, and she's in her early 20s, and she got shingles on her forehead. See, that's what I'm wondering. Like, what drove her to the insanity part? Like, was she? I mean, a bored, mail order bride, and needed something. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Really? She followed you on Facebook? She is ballsy. You had shingles at 38? Oh, you didn't have the chicken pox. See, I had chicken pox. I have like couple little scars from the chicken pox still. I'll have my whole life now. Yeah, maybe I don't think it was shingles. Because I've heard that's like really, I heard that's really, really painful. Nancy's up. I put her up and she looks huge sitting here beside me. Yeah, they do always say like if you're over 50 to get the shingles vaccine. I think that's what they say. Yeah, they look like blisters. Like that's what mine look like water blisters or something. My mom said or someone said that. My aunt, she's a nurse. She was a nurse. She is a nurse. She might have retired. I don't know. Haven't talked to her in a few years. I had chicken pox, but you could still get like the shingles. Is that or wait? If you have the chicken pox, or if you had the chicken pox, the shingles is already inside of you, right? Or if you didn't, I can't remember now. Oh, really loves to lurk. What's up with the bio dad? I've been wondering about him. Oh, measles, no chicken pox. I probably won't get it either. I don't know. Well, I probably won't get it. But if my mom was around and she said, "Did you get the vaccine?" I would, because that's how I roll. Like with the flu shot, I don't get any shots. I like, regular. I mean, I get like measles, I think, or something, and I get like TB shot or something like every so many years. But I usually don't get like a lot of shots. But the flu shot is I'm the first one in line every year. I'm there like in August, the end of August, early September. I'm like, let's do this. Because my mom asked me once if I had gotten my flu shot. And I was like, no, I've never gotten a flu shot. What are you talking about? She's like, I had the flu once and I thought I was dying. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I'm going to get the flu if I don't go get the shot, because moms are always right. They just are. So I get the flu shot every year now. Oh, in the hospital working in nursing. Oh gosh. I remember my aunt was trying to be sneaky and not get her flu shot once, and she was a nurse, and they had like all their pins were on them, and she didn't have her pin. She's like, I just need to borrow someone's pin. I don't want to get my flu shot. I'm like, oh gosh. That's what I thought. If you had chickenpox, you still get shingles. So weird that it just comes on later in life, you know? I'll probably end up getting the shingles. So I always get everything. I always get everything, I said. But thank you guys for all coming out and showing up tonight. I appreciate it. I really do. Nancy's on the case. I'm just glad that Nancy, got her name out there. She didn't get out a whole lot of information. I mean, she did, but she didn't in a way. I think that I don't know, she might have a lot of people like confused. But we made it through, and we knew what she was talking about. And then we went over Madalina's missing poster. I'm gonna put this back up before we get off here real quick. She's been missing since November 21st, 2022. She is, at the time of her disappearance, she was 4'10", brown hair, brown eyes. She weighed 90 pounds, and her birthday is coming up on April 11th. So maybe in honor of her, we can all do something, a little kind to somebody. It's very sad. But we'll be here. We'll be streaming, Thank you, Felicia. They're pretty nice, aren't they? They're pretty awesome. I love the chat here. Really, Dutch? I bet. It's hard. Southernish is a nurse. Listen to me. I'm like, sorry, I'm busting you out. I'm like, but I knew you had a fun job. I told her, I knew you had a fun job. I thought she did hair for some reason. I was like, and someone was like, no, that was summer. And I'm like, no, I thought that was Southern-ish though too. I think it's just because you have nice hair. Like, you have nice hair. And those are both fun jobs to me. I don't know. When I was in the hospital, I absolutely loved my nurses. My nurses were my life. They were everything to me. Like when I got home, I cried the first day I got home. So no, the first day I got home after the hospital, I woke up and I bawled. And my mom was like, what? Like because she just walked out of the bedroom. They didn't say anything to me. She was trying to be quiet. And I'm in this bed in our dining room because I have to be in this certain bed because it can't be tall because I'm getting in a wheelchair and stuff. And I couldn't get up in a high bed. And so she comes around the corner and she didn't say anything to me. And I started crying. And she's like, what's wrong? What I do? Because your mom, it's your mom. She wants to be able to kiss your boo-boo and make it all better. And I was like, I just miss my nurses. And she's like, do you want to go back? What do I do? I'm like, no, I don't want to go back. Hey, Triple L. But yeah, you have to go back, Triple L, and check out the rest of the live that you missed. They did. Some of them did cry. The one lady that I had every day, she came in my room. Good morning, 5 a.m. I was always up. I was always awake. And she'd come in. At first she'd come in real quiet. And I'm just like, I'm awake. And then after that, we got really close to the point where one day there were 5 pills left in the machine for our pain medication. And she knew I had physical therapy. And I was always so sweet to her. I was just always the sweet. They said I was the nicest one on that floor because a lot of the people had strokes and stuff on that floor. And so they were doing rehabilitation for that. And so they just weren't happy. They weren't in a good mood. They were feeling negative. And I was the opposite. I was positive and just laughing and having a good old time. So she made sure I got my meds. She said he can wait another 5 minutes when they can go fill the med machine. There's this guy who was always angry all the time at everybody. And she's like, he could just wait a minute. And I was like, you tell him. Because, nurses now, they have to get everything out of a machine. They have to run their card through. You can't just go into the stock closet anymore and grab what you want, because people are handsy. But all my nurses, they were all awesome. And my doctors were awesome. I had the biggest crush on my occupational therapist. I thought he was the cutest thing since sliced bread. So that made my days go by better too. When you just are trying to recover and you got someone to look at. And my mom was there with me almost every day. It was nice having her there. See, they think I have POTS, but they're about to test me for it finally. And if that's what it is, I'm going to roundhouse kick them to the face because I've been saying that for years. Someone's been telling me that they think I have it. Just certain things I do. I always have to have my legs up and just the hot flashes and stuff. And I'm like that too, Dutch. The fixer. Yeah, most nurses are great. My aunt's a nurse and she's not. No, she had the job at the, she like was a director of nursing, and she had to go in with patients when they were being told like end of life was happening. And I was like, "Phew." It's like, I'm trying to think. It's like, I don't know what kind of illness, or if you call it disease, POTS is. But like if you get up real fast, you could have like sudden like fainting, or you could feel like you're going to faint. I'm trying to think of what the POTS reminds me of, almost like a what's it called? I can't think of the word. Really? She has it too? I didn't know that. See, that's what they're gonna be testing me and stuff. Because I told my neurologist, I was like, we got to do something here, buddy. I was like, I'm going to bed. Like when I get in bed, I was gonna say autoimmune. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the word autoimmune because my mom, they're trying to test me. So they tested me for fibromyalgia. They said, no, we don't think it's fibromyalgia. Then they tested me for RA. They're like, we don't think it's RA. I thought personally it was just my whole body. Like it was just because I have so many different injuries to where I'm like, my face is like, parts of my face is just numb and dead. And then like parts of my legs and stuff like that. But then I was talking to my counselor and she has POTS. And I was telling her my symptoms and we're just talking. And I didn't even know what POTS was. I was just telling her what was going on with me. And I was like, and I always have to have my legs up. Like I always have to have my legs up when I'm sitting down. And she was like, that sounds like POTS. And then, through the last 2 years of me being with her, she keeps telling me like, I think you need to get tested for POTS. So they're finally going to do it. So it'll be good when they do. Because even when I go to bed at night, I'll just start burning up. Like I will just lay down, put the blanket on me, and then be sitting there for a minute. And then it's just like, or the opposite. I'm so cold that like I can't move and I'm shivering. And I'm like, Vincent, like through like clenched teeth, like Vincent, and he will wake up and he'll be like, what is it? I'm like, blankets. Like he'll know, just pile that blankets and then yourself on me. Like, and nothing will get me warm. Really? A few times also. It started after near drowning accident. Oh, wow. Near drowning accident. Dutch. Couldn't imagine that. Hey, princess. Oh, Ladybug. Yeah. They always told me that they were like, you can't say the word can't. There was like a thing on the sign that said that. I said, well, how about I say I don't want to? And then that made them laugh. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, it could be POTS. I'm just gonna ask them, or I'm just gonna have them. They didn't do like the thing where they tilt me back or whatever, but they've done like some other testing, and I go get more testing done this month. Let me I'll tell you guys, because I see him the 23rd. We're gonna do an EMG or something, he said, so we'll see. But I'm gonna jump off here. I think I get off here, like, swear the same time every night, like right around 11 o'clock, like between like 11:10 and 11:15. But thanks for being on here with me. I appreciate it. And if you don't know Dutch's channel, make sure you go and check out Dutch. She has an amazing channel. I talk about you guys. I talk about your channel on this channel sometimes. I was talking about Decipher podcast last night because they're doing a lot of the Rachel Moore and stuff. So. And I have to catch your live from the other night. You did one on Ohio and I was live. I go live right around the same time. And I was like, oh, crap. I was like, man, I would have taken the night off to watch that one. Because you did Ohio and missing people in Ohio. There's so many missing. There's so many. So that's awesome that you do that. I like that. I like that a lot. I will have to check that one out because I saw that and I was like, oh, Ohio. Because there's a lot of missing in Ohio. I looked up the numbers. I did a video on it actually back like 2 years ago. And there was like, the numbers were astronomical then, and they're even worse now. So not a problem, CJK. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm going to play some Fox Nation, this Fox Nation video, and we're going to go over some of the new twist in the Brian Kohlberg case, everything that's kind of coming out. We're going to just do like a recap on everything. That way this week, if anything does come out that's new, and it will, we will get new stuff out because they have court on the 9th and the 10th, then we'll be able to be all caught up and ready to go for court on the 9th. So I will be streaming on the court date. They're not streaming on their YouTube channel anymore. They're doing it through the actual Idaho website. So we'll watch it through there, and it shouldn't, I don't know how long this will actually take. It'll take probably all day. Just expect, when we do stream anything with Brian Kohlberg to take all day, because Ann Taylor does talk a lot. So she does. But this Thursday will be Oklahoma. I'll have to make sure I'm there. Well, thanks for being here tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button on the way out. I will see you tomorrow on the live. In case something comes up. I don't think anything will, but I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday. Have a wonderful start to your week. I hate Sunday nights, but we have to do them. But I will see you guys all tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful day, like I said, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.